This is the shocking true story of how life on Earth changed forever in less time than it takes to binge. Imagine waking up one morning and it's just another day. The sun's shining, birds are chirping, and you're thinking about what to have for breakfast. Now, picture that same day, ending with the world as you know it completely destroyed. Sounds crazy, right? Well, that's exactly what happened to the dinosaurs about 66 million years ago. It's a world that would look both familiar and alien to us. The continents are roughly where they are today, but the climate's way different. It's like the whole planet is one big tropical vacation spot. Warm, humid, and bursting with life. And the stars of this world? Dinosaurs, of course. These guys had been running the show for millions of years. They came in all shapes and sizes, from little critters no bigger than chickens to giants that could look into a fifth-floor window without even stretching their necks. Some were plant-eaters with bodies like tanks and tiny heads, while others were meat-eaters with teeth as sharp as steak knives. Now let's zoom in on what would become ground zero for the end of their world. The Yucatan Peninsula in modern-day Mexico. Picture a lush coastline teeming with life. There's a group of long-necked dinosaurs, each as big as a house, munching on treetops near the shore. They're just having their leafy breakfast, totally clueless about the cosmic curveball headed their way. Not far off, a T-Rex-like predator is on the prowl. This guy's about as long as a school bus, and twice as scary. He's eyeing those plant-eaters, thinking about his next meal. If only he knew that in a few hours, lunch would be the least of his worries. Meanwhile, on the other side of the world, in what will one day be Mongolia, another day is unfolding. Here, a different kind of predator is hunting through forests and swamps. He's just as fierce as his North American cousin, but he doesn't know he's about to become part of history's biggest before and after moment. Up in the sky, something's coming. It's a rock from space, but calling it a rock is like calling a tsunami a wave. This thing's as big as a city, and it's racing towards Earth faster than a speeding bullet. If dinosaurs had telescopes and opposable thumbs to use them, they might have seen it coming, but they don't. So the asteroid, as we call it, streaks towards our planet, unseen and unstoppable. Back on the ground, life goes on, blissfully unaware. Some dinosaurs are taking afternoon naps in the sun, others are squabbling over territory or food. Baby dinos are hatching, opening their eyes to a world that's about to change forever. It's like the calm before the storm, except this storm is going to make the worst hurricane look like a gentle breeze. Suddenly, the sky lights up. It's brighter than the sun, like someone just switched on the world's biggest spotlight. Dinosaurs everywhere look up, confused. Is it day? Night? What's going on? For a moment, everything seems to pause, as if the whole world is holding its breath. Then comes the sound. A roar so loud, it makes the loudest thunderclap sound like a whisper. The ground starts shaking like it's throwing a tantrum. Trees are falling, the earth is cracking, and dinosaurs are running scared. But there's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide from what's coming. Boom! The asteroid hits. It slams into the Earth with the force of millions of nuclear bombs going off at once. At the impact site, everything's just gone, vaporized in an instant. It's like someone pressed a delete button on a whole chunk of the planet. The long-necked dinosaurs we met earlier, they don't even have time to lift their heads from their breakfast before they're wiped out. The predator who was hunting them, he's gone too, along with everything else for hundreds of miles around. It's like the world's biggest eraser just wiped a huge circle off the face of the Earth. But that's just the beginning. The impact sends shockwaves racing across the Earth. Imagine dropping a bowling ball into a bathtub, but the bathtub is the whole world. The shockwaves travel faster than the speed of sound, flattening forests, crushing mountains, and churning up the oceans. Speaking of oceans, the impact creates waves like nothing you've ever seen. We're talking waves as tall as skyscrapers, rushing towards land at highway speeds. Any dinosaurs chilling on the beach are in for a very nasty surprise. These mega tsunamis sweep miles inland, destroying everything in their path. Meanwhile, the sky's on fire. All that vaporized rock from the impact is falling back to Earth as red-hot debris. It's like rain, but instead of water, it's molten rock. Fires start everywhere. Those lovely forests the plant-eaters enjoyed, they're turning into the world's largest barbecue. Our predator friend in Mongolia, he's running for his life, trying to find somewhere, anywhere, safe. But there's no escape from the smoke, the fire, the quakes. It's like the whole world has turned against dinosaur kind. As the hours tick by, things go from bad to worse. All that stuff thrown into the air, vaporized rock, smoke from global wildfires, ash from erupting volcanoes, starts to block out the sun. The whole planet gets dark and cold. It's like winter, but it's happening everywhere, all at once. And it's not going away anytime soon. Plants start dying without sunlight. The giant plant eaters who need to eat tons of food every day are the first to go. No plants means no plant eaters, and no plant eaters means tough times for meat eaters too. It's like someone turned off the food supply for the whole planet. But it's not just the big guys having a hard time. Everything's struggling. The air's full of ash, making it hard to breathe. The water's turned nasty, full of acid from all the carbon dioxide in the air. Food's getting scarce for everyone. It's like someone turned Earth into the worst vacation spot ever, and there's no way to leave. Days turn into weeks, weeks into months. The world gets colder and darker. Most of the dinosaurs, the ones who survived the initial impact, are struggling to hang on. They're cold, they're hungry, and their world has become a nightmare. Our Mongolian predator, tough as he is having a really hard time. He's used to being the top dog, the biggest and baddest around. But now, he's starving, shivering, and scared. He doesn't understand what's happened to his world, why everything's changed. He just knows that life has become a desperate struggle to survive. But here's the kicker. Not everything dies. Some of the tougher, smaller critters manage to hang on. Little furry mammals that can hide underground or in caves where it's a bit warmer and safer. Birds, the descendants of some dinosaurs who can fly to find food and shelter. Crocodiles and turtles who are basically the cockroaches of the reptile world, tough enough to survive almost anything. These survivors look around at their new world and think, well, this is different. And over millions of years, they adapt. They change. They evolve. Those little mammals, their great-great-great, and a few million greats, grandkids, eventually become us humans. Now you might be wondering, how do we know all this? Well, it's like being a detective, but instead of solving crimes, scientists are solving the mystery of what happened millions of years ago. They found the crater left by the asteroid, hidden under the Yucatan Peninsula. They've studied rocks from that time and found chemicals that could only have come from a massive impact. But the biggest clues come from fossils. It's like the dinosaurs left us a farewell note, written in stone. We find tons of dinosaur fossils from before the impact, and then nothing. It's as if someone drew a line in the history of life on Earth, with dinosaurs on one side and everything else on the other. So what can we learn from this prehistoric disaster movie? Well, for one, it shows us that life is full of surprises. The dinosaurs had no idea their world was about to end. They were just living their lives, doing dinosaur things, when bam, everything changed in an instant. But here's where it gets really interesting. The dinosaurs ruled for millions of years, and then wham, lights out. They didn't see it coming. Us, we're changing our planet too. But unlike the dinosaurs, we can see it happening. We're smart enough to look at the past and learn from it. So the question is, are we going to be smart enough to avoid our own asteroid? Now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying we're all going to wake up tomorrow to find a city-sized rock hurtling towards us. Though if we do, I'm going to be really annoyed that I spent all this time telling you about dinosaurs instead of building a bunker. But our planet is changing, and we're the ones causing a lot of that change. Kind of makes you think, doesn't it? In the end, the story of the dinosaurs' last day is more than just a tale of destruction. It's a reminder of how precious and fragile life can be. It's a story of endings, yes, but also of new beginnings. It's proof that even in the darkest times, there's hope for a new dawn. So next time you're out and about, take a look around. The world you see, the grass, the trees, the animals, even us humans, all of this exists because of what happened on that fateful day, 66 million years ago. We're all part of an incredible ongoing story that's been unfolding for billions of years.